Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, like doing this over and over again ain't easy, man. But if you're new here, you're welcome back. Wait, no, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. But if you're old, you're welcome back. I love you so much. This is what I have for you today. Number one is communication. So with long distance relationships, you really have to be in communication. Like, it's very important, no matter how much you like or don't like to maybe be on your phone or on like do video calls and stuff, you really have to be able to do that. You constantly have to keep each other updated on your life, how it's going and stuff like that. So communication is very key. Without it, honestly, okay, that laugh was really funny. So without it, it's super hard. So the first one is communication. But the thing about the communication is you have to discuss what your limits are. You know, there's some people, they don't want to be talking like every day all the time, and there's some people who want to. If you're both different, you have to be able to discuss where you guys are going to meet to be able to achieve this. And so it's very important so that one person doesn't feel burdened. You know, those who don't like to communicate very often, when it comes to that, it's like you're suffocating them. If you are the type that wants to talk all the time, every day, I mean, we don't want that, right? We don't want that. How many times a day? How many days in a week? You have to be able to agree so that it's not like somebody's forcing themselves on you or anything. Once you agree, you know where to go with that. So that's the first point. So the second point is trust. If you don't trust your partner, you cannot have a long distance relationship. No, you cannot have, because you can't know what they're doing every single minute. You can't know what they're doing behind your backs and stuff like that. So you have to be able to trust your partner, because lack of trust will cause a lot of nagging, will cause a lot of problems, and in the end, maybe will cause a breakup or divorce or whatever it is, basically. So it's very important to trust your spouse. And that leads me to my third point, which is transparency. For trust to be able to be there, you should be transparent. Let your spouse know what you're doing, at least some of the times. Like, if you cannot keep the person updated all the time, at least some of the times, oh, I went to do this, I went to do that. Let your spouse feel like they are living with you, though they are far. It's very important. Like, when there's a gap, then the spouse may start to feel like, what's going on? Has the person found another person? Is the person spending more time with, like, it starts to bring some form of doubt and some form of insecurities and stuff. So it's very important that you are transparent, and the person who is being, like, as you're being transparent, you have to trust the other person, that with the transparency that the person is bringing on the table is reliable, or you trust the person and so you believe in the person. If you start to doubt it, then it's like, what's the point in telling you what I'm doing anyway, if you're just going to be second guessing every single thing I'm telling you? So that's basically it for number 3. So number 4, have your personal lives. If you want to be able to share anything at all and not have, hello, how you doing, what did you eat conversations, have a life so that you can come back and be able to share something. Like, because if you start to depend on the person, then you're starting to suffocate the person, which is not very healthy, because it's already going to be hard, right? So have your personal lives, and when you come, then you can be able to, like, the times that you have agreed to meet or agree to do talk, then you are able to have more to share. Because if not for that, the conversation should be, hello, how you doing? How's your mommy? How's your daddy? Have you eaten? Did you go to the washroom today? What time did you bath? Like, those kind of questions. Like, it's just really awkward. I mean, that's for me, but it's just really awkward. So if you want to have like really quality conversation, you go and do stuff and you come and say, oh, this happened. Then it becomes a bit more juicy. Yeah, that kind of thing. So number 4 is have a life. Just have a life. Okay. Number 5 is like surprise your partner and do spontaneous things. Like it's very just to spice up the relationship. Maybe your partner, like take pictures. I'm not saying take nude pictures for those of you who have a very weird way of seeing things. No, just a nice picture. You just get up one day. You may not be going anywhere. You just look nice, take a picture, and then send it to your partner. Or you're going somewhere, you do a video call, and then you show the person around, like you're taking someone on a tour. Another thing you could also do is distance kind of like causes a lot of barriers, right? Like you can't go out together, you can't watch movies together. But I discovered something new recently. I discovered that, since we have Zoom and these kind of apps like that, right? You can have like a Zoom movie night. Because Zoom, you can share like your screen and stuff like that. So you're both there and then you're both watching the same movie, and then you have the audio, so you can discuss the movie. You can even decide to pause at a point and discuss parts of it. To me, it's cool. Like, it's really cool. I don't know about you. I don't know. Maybe somebody has thought about it, but if I'm the first to tell you about it, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, I know. But something like that is really cool. You can play games. There are online games that you can play. Always make sure you have a new one or two. Somebody introduced me to these intimacy deck cards. You get to know about your person. Like you both get it from your ends or find a way of getting it, and then it has questions on it, and so you can be able to ask, get to know something new about your partner, get to know something maybe you already know, but like you didn't know it in that particular way. So always find something new to do. Maybe there'll be a time you do a video call, you dance or you sing or you do karaoke. Like there are really a lot of things. It's not so convenient, but you can try them from time to time and try to spice up the relationship. Yeah, spicy. So number 6 is, if you're Christians, pray and do devotions together. Sometimes there may be time differences. If there are no time differences, that's even much better. So it means you just agree on a time. Let's say if there's no time difference, you can just agree, we'll wake up at 6 o'clock, do our devotion together and pray a bit. Maybe organize some fasting times together, that kind of thing. If there's a time difference, you can still find a time that you both be free, and then maybe do a devotion together, pray together, that kind of thing. It would actually keep you guys together because it's just much better. It would help you spiritually. When you're growing together spiritually, that's like really, really, really good, and so that's like a plus. So don't forget to pray together, do your devotion together. Number 7, define the boundaries. You should be able to discuss what your partner cannot do or can do. There's the thing about you're living apart, you have different lives, you have different people in your surrounding. Sometimes your partner may not know what they are doing, may not be right, or you are not cool with it and do it. So instead of doing it and coming back and then we fight over it and then it becomes a problem, and then maybe the third parties are just enjoying their lives and you guys are suffering. You can define the boundaries, like maybe don't pick calls after 10, like from strangers, or don't just be entertaining calls late in the night, midnight calls, or don't let your friend in to your house maybe after a particular time, or like these kind of things that actually bother you. You bring it on the table and you guys together define your boundaries. Let your spouse know what you like or you wouldn't like them to do, and yeah, so that will kind of help so that you don't have to do it and now go through the stress of having to apologize and trying to get over it. It's even when you're staying close, it's hard to get over stuff. If you're further, there's always more reason to just end things. So this will help if you actually both discuss before you go, and before the traveling starts or whatever, and you discuss what exactly the boundaries are, what you don't feel cool with. Because don't forget that especially if you're dating towards marriage, you should get abreast with what you do during marriage. When you get married, you don't pick calls at a particular time. I mean, sometimes with the time difference, like me, like this, sometimes I get to pick calls a bit late because back at home is not so late. But even that one, you have to manage it because your spouse may not per se like it. So you have to be able to be abreast with the things that you actually eventually do. There's a lot of restrictions. You at least start some of them and then be able to get used to them. Yeah, so that's my point. Oh yeah, especially the guys, please don't go and play FIFA for 8 hours or go and hang out with boys for like 8-10 hours and then like expect the lady to understand. Please, if you know you are if you are single, feel free, man. Feel free. If you have a girlfriend, at least from time to time text her or something. Make her know that she's on your mind. It may be hard, then set an alarm. We just do Siri, remind me every 1 hour to make a call. Siri will help you if you are using an iPhone, that is, but you can set an alarm. People make excuses like, oh, I forgot. You can set an alarm. I'm telling you here right now, set an alarm right now. Yeah, so that's it. So the last thing I want to actually discuss, or the last thing I want to say, is that there should be an end game to the whole long distance thing. You have to know how long, or you have to discuss how long you're going to stay apart. It shouldn't be indefinite, that, oh, I'm moving here, I'm moving there. You don't know how long it's going to be and then you're just there. No, that is not going to help because it's really stressful. So at least let your spouse know how long, and you should be able to discuss who is moving to who at the end of the period. Not just how long you're going to stay apart. Who is moving to who? Are you the one moving there? Is the person moving to you? You have to discuss that, and you should be on the same page before it starts, or at least you should be on the same page for you to know whether or not you can be able to handle how long it's going to be. If it's indefinite, it's not fair to me. It's just not fair. You should be able to discuss it and then be able to speak about it. Maybe 3 years apart. That's very long though. That's very long. But 3 years apart, 5 years apart, then eventually I come to you or you come to me. We should be able to discuss it. It's very important that you talk about it in the beginning so that the person knows that, can I handle 3 years apart? Maybe I can. If I can, good. If I can't, can we reduce it and find a way around it? So that's very important. In conclusion, long distance relationships are not for people who don't have discipline or self-control. If you know that you cannot discipline yourself or you don't have self-control, please don't stress anybody's child. Just let them go and then wait till you find somebody by you, because there are some people especially who out of sight is out of mind, right? Yeah, whatever. Out of sight is out of mind. And so like they get attracted to people who are closer to them. So when they move, it's if you know you're that kind of person, just don't do it. Don't waste anybody's time. Just go to where you're going to, and then maybe you get to know the people who are around you than to waste somebody else's time. Because if you're not able to, because the person is out of mind, you'll not be able to put in the work. And so just my suggestion is just don't stress anybody's child. Right now, life is stressful without even relationships. When you come and add the stress of relationships, it's super stressful. Please don't stress anybody's child. If you know you cannot discipline yourself as to what time to go out, who to entertain, and all those things, it's just simple. You're not a bad person. Just let's leave the person's child. Let's leave Osimesi's child alone. Just leave the girl or the guy alone, and then look for someone who is closer, who you'll be able to actually put in the work with. So that's basically what I have to say. I hope I was able to help somebody out there. And let me know what you think. Maybe I left something out. I don't know. Maybe I did, but if I did, you can help me. If there's something that you learned new, please let's discuss in the comment section. So I have another video on 10 keys to a successful marriage. I'll leave the link up there, and so go watch it, and then I hope you learn something new, or I hope you'll be able to remember something that you already know. Till another day, I say adios amigos.